Last week, I generated over $300 in MRR with my SaaS BlitzReels. And I'm gonna share with you in this video how I did it. Basically, I've been stuck at $0 MRR for the last year. And I started building the product 13 months ago. But last month, something clicked. I knew I needed to run more organic content because it's a free way to get views and users. I also knew I needed more data and obviously more sales, because when you spend a year building a product that doesn't bring money, you start wondering if there is something wrong with your product. So what I changed is, instead of running one experiment in a single time, I ran several experiments at a time. And I think I found a sweet spot. The first experiment I ran was 2 weeks ago, where I started running a meta ads campaign. If we go on DataFast right here, we see that on the 6th of July, a lot of visitors came in from both Facebook and Google. And it's not coincidental. It's because I started running ads for the product. And I didn't come up with it on my own. I met with an old friend, which helped me create some creatives and set up the campaign on Facebook. So if we look at the data right here, we see that I spent around $200 and got around 13,000 impressions. But the goal of this campaign wasn't to convert into paid users. It was to get data. I wanted to see how users find out about my product, how they use it, the kind of videos they clip, and if I can sort of create an ICP from that infographic. So the budget was around $50 per day, and that experiment gave me a lot of data because now I had a lot of users using the product at the same time. They caught a lot of bugs, they faced a lot of errors with the app, and so they stopped using it. And since I'm trying to track everything that's happening inside the app, I could then fix all of these bugs and share this insight with Codex and Cloud to ask them how to make the product more resilient and improve the UX. This data also cost me a bit of money because I had this huge $400 trigger bill. And almost none of these users converted, so I basically paid for data and for finding users that catch bugs in the app and make the product more resilient and more scalable. At the same time, I did a second experiment. The first 2 days of the campaign were burning so much money in trigger bills, hosting bills, that I had to cut the free tier. You see, I was offering an unconstrained free tier, which means that users could use my product for free without using their credit card, and it was a very generous free tier. They could download up to 10 hours of YouTube videos for free and clip around 3 to 10 videos, which is too generous, so I had to cut it down. Now I've added a better free tier. Users can download one video, they can clip it and download 3 clips, but then they are asked to upgrade or try for free with their credit card. This does 2 things for the business. It filters out free users that would never pay, and it improves the quality of the data I collect. And this is where I started seeing sales coming in, starting with this $400 annual sale with this $29 monthly plan. So this was 2 experiments, reducing the free tier, improving the product a lot and fixing all the bugs, and running the paid ads. But there is a last experiment that brings me a lot of users. It is ChatGPT. And as you see, in the last 7 days, ChatGPT brought me 900 users, which is almost half the visits I'm getting for the product. And I justify it by a simple experiment I wanted to run for months, but I couldn't because there was a bug on the OpenAI platform, which is creating a ChatGPT plugin inside ChatGPT. So as you see, ChatGPT's got millions of users using the product daily, and it's only increasing. And my product is an AI video editor that allows you to edit videos through prompting. So wouldn't it be cool if my product was recommended on the ChatGPT marketplace? It obviously would, because as you see, they're recommending Notion, Linear, ClickUp. So I created a plugin, which is basically an MCP, and I published it on the plugin store, and they validated the submission. This is a bit similar to submitting an app on the App Store. They try it, and if they validate it, you can submit it. Therefore, I did. So I published two versions. V1 is just the MCP, and V2 will include some skills and integrate better with the newer versions of ChatGPT. Also, I didn't invent something new. I knew that some competitors had already done it. For example, Vid right here. And the thing with ChatGPT is it doesn't bring a website visit. It brings a registration, which means to use the product, and we can check ourselves by clicking here, if we install the plugin, we need to sign in to the plugin. So it shows this screen, and since I was already connected to the product, this counts as a registration, which means that when they install it, they create a BlitzReels account, which means I got their email, their name, and then I can send up follow-up email. And of course, if they want to export more clips, they will need to upgrade to a paid plan. Now, the problem is this comes with a cost. It's not free to do all of this. I had to pay for the meta ads, I had to pay for all the fees and the AI to experiment with it. And so I'm paying for all of these subscriptions for all of these tools to run these experiments. And this month I'm paying around 2,000 euros just for this experiment. Is it worth it? Obviously, if the users stay and it gives me social proof and brand proof, it is more than worth it. But it is an investment that you cannot afford if you're not already generating revenue with a job or with an already established SaaS. But if I had to give you a piece of advice about all of this, since I worked for 11 months without getting paid, it started paying off when I treated BlitzReels as a real business instead of treating it as a side project. Because a real business, you need to invest money or a lot of time to grow it at the beginning and get clients. Before, I was cheap. I didn't want to pay for subscriptions. I tried to use free products or launch on free platforms. But if you want to have results faster, you just pay and you get them. For example, I paid for meta ads and I got 100 users trying the product and finding all the bugs. Now, as you see, there is another problem. Maybe the product costs me more money to maintain than the sales are bringing in, simply because it's an AI video SaaS with a lot of expenses right there. And this is work I still have to do on my own. I have to find the sweet spot, the right pricing, and how many sales do I need to bring per month to break even. And I think I need at least $1,000 of monthly recurring revenue to break even because of all of these costs. I want to remain a very generous SaaS. I want to raise the bar in quality as opposed to the competitors, but unfortunately today this has a cost that I cannot afford as an independent freelancer. So that's it for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, leave a comment and tell me what you would like me to share, and it will be my pleasure to share more about how I'm building this tool and how I'm trying hard to turn it into a profitable business.